Today we are very fortunate to have in our midst Sri Kirti Singh, the Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest, Climate Change and External Affairs, Government of Nagaland. He has come all along from Delhi to brief us about the Union Budget of 2025 to 26, which was presented in the Parliament by the Honorable Finance Minister. We are very lucky, sir. We are very happy to you. Thank you, for sparing your time with us and briefing in detail about the union budget. And now I give time to our sir and all of you to address the question.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here in Nagaland and in Kohima. This is my first visit to the Northeast, and when I was told that I'd be coming here, I was very excited. This is a very important part of our country, and our government, ever since Prime Minister Modi has come into power, we are pursuing all avenues and we are taking all efforts for the development of the Northeast. We see it as an integral and a very important part of our country, and we want to bring it in the mainstream of the development which our country is witnessing now. Our GDP, as you know, has been growing constantly. We are the fastest growing economy in the world. And the current budget presented by Honorable Minister Sitaraman ji reflects the aspirations of the people of this country and also the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister for a Viksit Bharat, for an Atmanirbhar Bharat by 2047. This budget has special focus on raising farmers' income. It deals with increasing the output of our middle and small scale industries, how to increase our exports, how to increase our defense production, how to give employment to our people. It also focuses on reducing poverty to zero levels, how to give quality education to the students. They can be either in cities or in far-off villages. Quality education to all our children. Skilling of our youth, which is our workforce. And the empowerment for women and especially the tribal people. The sectors have been dealt with extensively. I need not go into details on that. This is a landmark budget. It's an important milestone to attaining our objective of becoming a world economic power. It is a milestone towards our journey of becoming an Atmanirbhar Bharat and a Viksit Bharat, which is the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister. We have made significant reforms in the tax structure. We have taken significant efforts for the ease of doing business, to take out the complications so that the industries and our businesses find it even easier for tax compliance. Like I said, we have focused on the agriculture sector, also providing healthcare, universal healthcare and quality healthcare, providing quality education. These are the main thrust of this business, of the budget. And also, of course, as in the past, to improve the connectivity in the country, be it our roads, our national highways, our railways, or our air connectivity. We have increased the budget in all these areas substantially, which of course is a very important step into raising the income levels and to raising productivity and to connect all the areas together. So that is the focus of the budget. Our Garib, our Annadata, which is our farmers, our Yuva, which is our youth, and our Nari, which is our women.
Focusing on the Northeast, how do you think the budget would be helpful to the Northeast?
So amongst the Northeast has always been seen as an inaccessible part of the country. And there was a significant divide, not only in the mental outlook, but also in physically in the infrastructure, the connectivity, whether roads, railways, and of course air services. And you would have seen that in the past years, we have made significant progress as far as UDAN, which is a regional aviation scheme. In that, many airports are being added. Now, this part of the country, this region is connected to the rest of the country in every which way. Many new railway lines and stations have been developed. More airports are planned, and of course, the roads are being built. So this is the way we intend to provide development to the remotest part. It can be the northeast or it can be any other area of the country.
Coming to the railways, you must be well aware that in the past there were more than 30 trains that used to pass through Dimapur, and presently it has been cut down to hardly 3-4 trains that stops over in Dimapur railway station, and we don't have any specific train from Dimapur. Starting from Dimapur, the oldest railway station of Nagaland, the first railway station, there is no train starting from Dimapur itself. Earlier there were 4-5, but which has now been extended to Assam side. But there has been no now. So how does the union government think to?
First of all, we must see the reason if what you're saying is, of course, it must be correct what you're saying. Why were the trains cut down for Dimapur? See, there was a point when there was just one main station to connect an entire region and all the trains would come there. Now new railway lines have been developed, new stations have been made. So some of the trains now go directly to those stations. One is that reason. The second reason is that with the more highways being opened up, a lot of people now take the route of the highways. And the third and the biggest important factor is the UDAN scheme, the regional air connectivity scheme. You see so many people now preferring to travel by air than by railways. So what has that resulted in is a loss of traffic in the railways. So of course, as a country, as a good manager of our financial resources, we have to see what areas are being used more, develop those sectors, and if a sector is being underutilized, then cut expenses from the sector. So that I see is the primary reason for what you're saying. But nevertheless, now that you brought it to my notice, I will look it up. I will talk to Shri Ashwini. He's a very progressive railways minister, and a lot of railways reforms he's carried out. And like I said, I will look it up. And in case you're interested, I will detail the information to you.
In fact, Dimapur is the second highest revenue earning railway station in the Northeast. Just for your information.
So yes, must be. But that is the reason now. First, it was centralized. Now this communication and these connectivity is decentralized because lot more areas have been developed, lot more. The railway network has been expanded, the road network has been expanded, new airports have come up all over the area. So obviously, I see it in my village. First, all the trains towards east would pass through my village. Gonda was a very important junction. Although now with the airport and Ayodhya, most of the people now prefer to take the air travel because it is becoming so much more affordable. So these are the reasons.
So when you talked about air connectivity, Nagaland has only one airport, that is Dimapur. And the other airport, the proposal for which was made for here in the capital, is yet to see the light of the day.
Is yet to see the light of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're talking about the UDAN, all
Scheme.
these things, but you know.
So where was this second airport proposed?
J2.
And when was the proposal? When had the proposal come in?
I think
It's been more than
previous
now,
government.
almost a decade now the proposal was made.
Okay.
It's been
Um,
extended.
The site has also been inspected, everything was done.
Of course, previously
Let
some
me-
technical issues have been cited,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the review was made yet it is still lingering.
If I remember correctly, yes, here it is. See, in the airport development, in this budget, we have given 50 new airports are planned. And especially in the northeast areas, because 120 new destinations we are going to develop, and most of these will be in the northeast area. So I will take this up, I will make a note of it and see what is there. But I know specifically that this year in this budget, when we are talking about connectivity, talking about regional connectivity, northeast is a big focus. So we'll see what else can be done, or wherever there's a possibility for an airport. Of course, an airport requires certain fundamentals like land, first of all, and the connectivity to that land. So those things have to be taken into account. And if the feasibility exists, I know our government will take up these measures.
So another question is like, if you go through the budget this time, it has made huge announcement for bigger states. The major states, it has huge fund allocations and announcements. But for Northeast in general, it's under donor only the announcement is made. Why is that, though it is being always claimed that Northeast is a part of the country, but the announcement for funds is put under one ministry like donor. There is no specific state-specific projects. Why is that so?
Because it is easier to administer any development programs through one agency, firstly, initially. And the donor, again, the time limit has been increased. It keeps on getting extended. This year also has been extended till 2026. And the budget has also been extended. A lot of our receipts, the central receipts, are given directly to the state government. But as far as the center component goes, national highways are developed by the center, railways are developed by the center, airports are developed by the center. But other, the state highways, the states do it. And similarly in many other development projects, for that the money is given by the center. So that is one aspect of it. But it is only in the northeast that we have a separate funding mechanism called the donor. We do not have that mechanism for any other state. But just because we know that northeast requires more development, so through the central agency we can monitor, administer, and plan the development activities. It's like a separate ministry for the northeast. And it is a separate ministry for the northeast, now headed by Jyotiraditya Scindia. So that is giving special focus to the northeast. Like we do not have a separate ministry for UP, for example, if you see. So it's an added benefit for the northeast that we have this department, this ministry, so that we can directly monitor the funds, see what is needed, and disburse those funds.
So what is the status of pursuing inland waterways, especially for Nagaland?
Inland waterways. Okay, like I said, this was a general seminar on the budget in general, but I'll be most happy to provide these finer details that you want. Waterways Ministry again has been given a substantial boost, and we are trying to level up our big rivers because they tend to be economically cheaper. About Nagaland, in the hill areas, there is a certain constriction because the rivers in the hill areas are not wide enough, or they're not deep enough, and they're not perennial. There's more water in the monsoons, there's less water post-monsoon or pre-monsoons for that fact. So that's why there's a slight difficulty in developing rivers. Now you have the big Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra can easily be developed, and there is a plan and there is a budget for developing the Brahmaputra. But the smaller rivers really don't work as waterways, especially in the hill area. So that is one restriction that we face. Otherwise, we will try to find out that for Nagaland, especially if there's a component for the development of the rivers. But again, it could be more under the state government rather than the central government directly.
Even this project, it's been more than a decade, the Tizu-Zungi River. So last year when the minister, Sir Sonowal, had come, he did assure that this project will be taken up again. But
what was the project about? The specific?
Tizu-Zungi River.
No, what was the development about?
Inland waterways.
As an inland waterway.
Inland water.
Right? Okay.
Which connects to Myanmar.
We are taking up an international project of building a road along that, and this all right. I will take it up. This will be more in right. I will find out if you can make a note.
So,
We will answer all the questions through our president. Huh? Yes, they're through.
Another thing would be the Act East policy of the central government.
Central
But
government.
this time in the budget, we didn't see anything on that. Act
No, no.
East policy.
The Act East policy is a Ministry of External Affairs initiative. Act East policy concerns our neighboring countries, Myanmar, Bangladesh, as far as, even up to, let's say, Vietnam for that matter. That's what the policy is. It's about, developing good relations, carrying out infrastructure projects in our neighboring countries towards the east. It is not to do with the northeast per se.
No, but it passes, there were projects, earlier it used to be like certain projects used to be announced under that package of Act East policy. But this time there has been nothing.
I'm not aware of that. That under Act East policy, if projects are announced, maybe there's a road connecting India now to Thailand. So these kind of international projects could be. So that again go with the finance ministry directly and the external affairs ministry. So right now I don't think there's any project as such or the need for any project. But like again you said, it has definitely not been mentioned in the budget for that matter. But I will look it up, and because it's an important part of our relations with our neighbors, and I'll see what other projects are planned. We are carrying out certain line of credit and grant projects in Myanmar, in Bangladesh. Those will continue.
So you said this is your first visit to the Northeast, so is Nagaland the first state that you are visiting?
Actually, yes, it is.
So you were talking about the railway extended allocations and budgets for railways and connectivity. For the connectivity.
Railways, yes, for connectivity,
And
yes.
even for the air destinations, as you've mentioned.
Yes.
Which means more people to this side of the country, but come again to the protected area regime, reimposition of that PAR. Now it looks like even though there are the more people are coming in, that seems going to be a hurdle for the foreign tourists, for people coming from outside the country.
How will it be? What will be a hurdle for tourists?
The reimposition of protected area regime with the FMR.
Protected?
Area regime. It was imposed since the early statehood days. Since in 1957, it started being imposed in the Northeast, especially the insurgent-infested area. And it was lifted some 10 years back. Mm-hmm. But again, it has been reimposed from December last year.
Okay, is that the Home Ministry initiative?
Yes.
But that must
So
be in
which
certain very
restricts
limited
entry-
areas.
Yeah.
Including Nagaland.
Including
Nagaland, Manipur,
Mizoram. Three states it has been.
Okay.
It has been reimposed
So
and
the
which
state government have written to the center not to give special, exclusion to Nagaland.
But how does it restrict movement
So
or tourism?
tourists whoever comes here will have to take some special passes.
Permits.
Not only foreign tourists, but it also includes like tourists from other
it's more of
states.
foreign tourists. The restriction is more on foreign tourists.
So
Not on Indian tourists,
No.
not on local tourists. All right. There could be certain reasons which I can't think of, but I will not voice them over here. But then again, coming to the positive side of it, like I was talking to our party people and the workers and the president, Northeast has a great potential for ecotourism. You have a very rich environment, very rich forests, and of course the topography, the mountains. The entire Northeast is very beautiful. And I like to tell you my personal experience. I have wanted to go to Arunachal Pradesh for years when I had the time. And the only thing that held me back from going to Arunachal Pradesh was the fact that there were, that there were no roads there. So you can only go up to the, flat to a certain area, and then you have to travel 12 hours by very bad roads to reach any place. So I personally did not go to Arunachal. So the rest of the country also wants to know about this area, but because of this lack of connectivity, many people don't come. Now, what happens when tourists starts coming? It is the biggest employment and income generator for people here. This mental gap between the Northeast and the rest of the country also has to go, and it is finishing. And once we have local employment, local employment generation, local income generation, then this migration, which people are forced to do to bigger cities, to other parts of the country, it becomes an option. It's not. It does not. It is not a necessity. So this is the integrated development that connectivity brings with it. So instead of taking that flight to Delhi to go and work there, now you have tourists coming to explore this area, and you can be setting up homestays, businesses, organic farms, organic food products, which you can sell here and also sell outside. The world and the people are becoming very environment conscious. They're becoming very health conscious. They want that quality of life, and they want to explore all areas of the country to go, especially our young generation. Our young generation are very adventurous. And the social media is a lot of help to create awareness about these areas. People go on the social media, they see, oh, this place here in Nagaland, or this village here in Manipur or Mizoram, let's go there. How to go there? Okay, we can fly up to this point, and from there it's a 4-hour journey. It makes things easier. So this is, apart from maybe it's a national security issue of why foreign tourists are being discouraged right now. But if the Indian tourists are not being discouraged, connectivity is a very positive development, and you'll see the differences later. But the people have to utilize that potential. The connectivity is one part of it, but setting up the infrastructure to utilize that, is the work which you all have to do. But again, what the question you asked, I will try to find out why it is so.
Sir, while talking about connectivity, a lot of places in Nagaland does not have internet connectivity still. So
that is a big focus of our government, and I have the details here, but let me not turn pages. We are trying to provide connectivity to all our gram panchayats, all our villages, and especially our rural schools, to connect them with to put them on the digital highway, so our young students can use this immense potential and the support that information technology gives today, not only just for especially for education, in the health sector, in these two areas. So the plan of the government is to connect every village through digital connectivity.
So will it be through BSNL or through other private companies?
That these finer details yet to have to be worked out. I would not have the details on this.
Okay, because
BSNL, it is when the process starts, then these things happen.
Under your ministry, forest climate change, what are the new initiatives that is being proposed for this 25-26?
Our main focus is on forestation, tree plantation, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. That's the main area. And then, of course, we are trying to develop new protected areas, protected forests. We have announced a few in the country. A few tiger reserves have been announced. A few sanctuaries have been announced. We are focusing on the wetlands, because wetlands form an integral part of our environment and the ecology. And again, once you develop this, it again adds up to the tourism potential of a region. When Uttarakhand was separated from Uttar Pradesh, first all that area was part of UP. A major chunk of our income for the state went away with because the Corbett Tiger Reserve went to Uttarakhand. So the moment you set up a good, let's say a national park or a reserve or a protected area or a forest or a wetland, then it has now immense potential for tourism also. Apart from the conservation, apart from the benefits to the local ecology, environment, and the important role it plays in climate change and conservation of the environment, it also provides a very big source for local income generation. And our main thrust right now of our department is development is also a big issue, because the country needs to develop. New industries have to come up, but these industries come up in a sustainable way. If a forest land is being given to the industry, equal area is being again planted with forest. That's also part of our ministry. That's a very important part we play, so that the degradation and the destruction of forests no longer happens. We are trying to protect our forest areas. We are trying to identify and draw the boundaries of forest areas so that encroachments don't happen. So all these are the focus of our, but forest is the main focus.